We bought this 12 by 24 office trailer to convert into a hobby space slash storage building on our property. So this building is divided into 3 sections. The front section is mostly tool storage. We'll call it my workshop. The middle section is the storage area. We already renovated that section and turned it into a storage closet. This room is the last room, and this is a special room because it's going to be more of a fun space, hobby space, hangout space. We're going to start with electrical today, which means we have to step into the hallway so that we can install an electrical panel to start our electric runs from. So originally there was an electric panel all the way at the other end of the building, but I'm going to be moving it over here right into this wall. Yesterday we stripped down this wall, got all the paneling and insulation out, so we are ready for the electric service. I'm not a fan of having the breaker box right up against the siding. We will have it in the wall, but I want to build the wall out. It's going to give me a little more room, and it's going to make my job a lot easier installing all the wiring. So let's go outside. We're going to get some 2x4s and we're going to rip them down so that we can build out these studs and make the wall thicker. Now the first problem that I'm running into is that the studs are twisted where I want to put the electric box. So since the electric panel is going to be installed in the wall bay, we need the studs to be straight, parallel, and not twisted. So I'm going to put a clamp on it and use that as leverage to help untwist it. And I'm going to get a measurement of how wide I want it to be between this stud and this stud. I'm going to cut some blocking to put between this stud and this one to hope that we can get it to push straight. Let's see if that'll work. I cut this down to 2.5 inches so I could line it up with this furring strip right here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to twist this enough to get it in though. I might have to put it on reverse my clamp so it can spread. We're going to try that. I'm going to do the same down here. Get a piece cut. Get it in there. This one, it's not as twisted now because we took a lot of twist out of it up there. But we can still make sure this is going to be solid. I saw it move and it's looking good. I'm going to do the same thing over here, except for it's going to be opposite because this stud is twisted the same way as that one, but now we have to pull it this way. So we're not going to be spreading it, we're going to be pulling it. Just got my blocking in up here. I got these studs about as straight as I'm going to be able to get them. So now we can start the project. I can continue on with building out these studs with my strips of wood that I ripped. We're just going to screw them on and build this whole wall out a little bit thicker. Now I only need it thick where the panel's going to be, but just for consistency so the wall looks better, we're going to build out the whole wall. It's not super practical, but doesn't matter. We'll do it for the looks. We'll start with the corners. Whew. Okay, top done. Now these next steps aren't necessary. This rolls into the realm of overkill maybe, but what I want to do is I cut some foam board insulation and I'm going to be putting it in the wall. Nice and snug. I'm going to be insulating behind the panel. There. That's going to keep a little bit of the heat out. Now, I cut this 3/4 inch thick panel of plywood that I'm going to be putting in here, and I'm going to attach it right to these furring strips that hold the siding on. I actually added some on the top and bottom as well, some new ones. So we're going to do our layer of insulation and then our board, and this is what we can mount our panel to and the wires to. We got our panel secured. I have my mounting screws. So we can finally get to the point of all of this whole project that took my whole morning just to mount this electrical panel. There we are. And that was the last hole, I believe the last hole. So I just finished up drilling all the holes, and unfortunately I can't run the wire yet because I didn't have enough metal boxes to finish this room. So I'm going to be heading to the store to pick up what I need. We still need a light switch box and two more outlets. So unfortunately I'm not prepared, but as we're getting ready, check this out. FedEx just came. And this will only make sense if you caught the previous video where we were cleaning up this room because it was full of junk. Check it out, guys. Do you know what this is? This is the replacement leg piece for our shelving units. You guys know that when we were building this shelving unit, we had a defective leg piece, and so we couldn't finish this. In fact, here's the defective piece right here. Supposed to look like that. So they actually got it out to me really quick. It was really easy. All I did was send them an email. They had an email address listed in the package, so I sent them an email, told them what was wrong, and they got it out to me. So I appreciate the good service from American Plastics. Let's get the last shelf on here if I can find it. Shelf complete. Now we can finish getting organized and get some more stuff in here. So I guess I'm going to run to the store, pick up what we need, and we will try to finish this up tonight, I hope. We're back from the store and ready to finish up these electrical boxes. Let me get them in a couple spots, and then we're going to start running wire. Now, a few of these holes that I made are a little close to the face of the studs, so we're going to be using these sleeves inside the holes to protect the wires. These are just nail guards, and instead of putting them on the outside of the stud, you can put them right in the hole. And it protects the wires on all sides, essentially. I only need them on a short run here because I had to drill some 1-inch holes because I'm going to be running 3 wires, and I didn't think the 3/4 inch hole would be big enough. So because my holes are a little big, it puts the wires a little close to the surface, and I just want to be safe. So you can see we have 2 holes knocked out. I'm going to start with those. And I'm putting my wire clamps in the box. Guys, this seems like common sense, but I watch so many people not put these in. You just have to. Almost missed a nail guard. I got it run to the first electrical box, so I guess I can cut this. We'll leave it a little long so we can do what we want to do with it. Use it up. Well guys, we are finishing up the last little run of wiring. Last night we finished up all the wiring in here, except for the ceiling lights. We still have to run wires up in the ceiling. Right, and that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I added this junction box right here because what I want to do is divide the light circuit right here in the hallway. It doesn't matter. This is all technical stuff, but that's going to be for the ceiling lights and doing a little more prep work, drilling some holes to go to the other end of the building because eventually we will be sending wires down to the end room, the workshop, and otherwise I think we're almost done with the electrical stage. Before I run my light power up to the ceiling to all of my lights, I need to get my light fixtures placed out, so I'm not going to do that right now, but it's all ready, and that means we can probably start insulating most of these walls. So that's all I have for today. We have as much electrical run as we can, our panels set up. Now it'll be easier to run wires to the rest of the building as well when we get to that half. So I guess that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.